Well, I actually just started watching this afternoon. Obviously, you look at the success they've had in the Big 12, and obviously a great year. Another team that I think felt a lot of people felt was deserving of an NCAA bid, and obviously they've made the most of the opportunity here in the postseason with the NIT, and had a great run, and obviously very fortunate to have a chance to play against such a quality opponent in the NIT semifinal.
Coach, just talk about you guys getting on the road. You've been comfortable with these last three matchups, and now you go on the road. Just talk about your team's approach now.
Well, the approach won't be any different. You know, obviously we'll get prepared in terms of what we need to do offensively and defensively to have success against Colorado's team. You know, they're very explosive. You look at the numbers, you know, I think over the course of the season they averaged 80 points a game. In conference play, about 75 points a game. They've got some very explosive scores. They do a very good job, very well coached. So our approach will be to try to get as prepared as we can, understand what we need to do from a defensive standpoint to have success, and then offensively attack their defenses. So, you know, for us it'll be the same as it's been all year.
For your team, you know, you got a bunch of guys coming back, young players. Just talk about how valuable this experience is in postseason play.
Well, I'm excited for our seniors, number one, to have an opportunity to play in the postseason. You know, you look at Scenario Hillman's been here for 4 years, and this is his first opportunity to play in the postseason and have a chance to compete for a championship here. And then for Chris Hines and Charvez Davis and Justin LaQuire, our seniors, you know, for them, it's certainly the way that you want to be able to finish your career playing for a championship. And then for our young guys, the opportunity to play deep into the postseason and experience postseason, I think it's a great building block for what we're trying to establish as a program.
What does it mean for you to coach a game in Madison Square Garden? And have you ever played a game? Did you ever have the opportunity to play a game there? What are your overall impressions of basketball in the Garden?
My last visit to the Garden, I think, was my last year at the University of Florida as an assistant coach, and you know, it's one of the greatest atmospheres in basketball. You know, to actually be able to play in the Garden, and I think for our guys, they're excited about the opportunity, you know, to go to the Garden with what's at stake, a chance to play for a championship, and the experience. When you look at the history and the great players, the great teams, the history of the NIT, you know, I think Alabama's first postseason appearance was in the NIT. You know, so to have an opportunity to go there and try to compete for a championship, it's a great opportunity. I'm excited about it, and I know our guys are excited about it. Andrew will be unavailable for this tournament, so you know, we'll have to continue what we've done in the postseason here without him on the floor. Obviously, he will be on the trip with us, but unfortunately, his injury is such that he will not be available to play. But he certainly will continue to be a big part of our team and hopefully our quest toward winning the championship.
Coach, I know there's some business to be done up there, but do you plan on also, because it's such a unique opportunity to go up to a place that a lot of these guys haven't been able to visit?
Well, yeah, our plan is we're going to leave on Sunday, so we'll have a chance to hopefully give the guys some time where they can experience a little bit of New York. Some of these guys will be the first opportunity to get to New York, so you know, I think that's something that you know, basketball opens up a lot of opportunities for you to travel and experience some things that maybe you wouldn't have a chance to do. So certainly we're going to try to take advantage of that as much as possible within the framework of making sure we're prepared and understand why we're going there to compete and to try to win. But we're going to also try to let our guys enjoy the experience.
Does it seem like, talking to those guys after the game the other night, it doesn't seem like they're very aware of what's at stake, this opportunity. Do you kind of get that sense as well?
Well, we hope so. I think the thing that we've always tried to do was stay in the present, you know, and for this tournament, we did look a little bit ahead and see the opportunity that was in front of us to get to New York, and that's been the goal, to try to put ourselves in a position where we could get there and then have a chance to play for a championship. And so I think our guys have been focused on that. They understand that this opportunity is one that we need to make sure that we're prepared for and do the best that we can to put ourselves in position for that. And I think we're excited about it. And you know, I told these guys, I think before we played this past week or earlier in this week, that we've done a really good job of being able to stay focused on what we need to do to put ourselves in position on a game-to-game basis. And you know, so this will be another challenge for us as we go to the Garden and with everything that will be going on around us, to be able to stay focused and understand how to put ourselves in position to have success in this tournament.
Reaching out to Frank Martin at all?
Say again?
Are you reaching out to Frank Martin at all?
I have not yet, but I'm sure, you know, Frank and I, you know, we talk sporadically throughout the year. So obviously they played Kansas State 3 times this year and had success against them. So you know, Frank is someone obviously in their league that I'm sure because they're in the same league, certain confidentialities I think that you have to have, but certainly I'll be able to watch you know, tape of their games and try to see, you know, if there's anything that I could take from that.
Let's talk about your team's defensive effort through this tournament that really stepped it up and been able to control the tempo of the game.
Well, I think our defense has been pretty consistent all year, just in terms of what it's allowed us to do, and we understand that defensively that puts us in a position to win. You know, and every game brings a different challenge in terms of what we'll experience. With Colorado, they've got some very explosive offensive players on the perimeter and a high level of skill, 1 through 5. So the challenges here will be different. But you know, as we go over the next couple of days and we get a chance to watch more film and get our guys a little bit more familiar with who they are and what they do, hopefully we'll put together a game plan that will allow us to be successful.
Can you talk about the overall enjoyment that you've had where this team began at the start of the season to where it is now in the
Sorry.
night and day?
I'm sorry, say the question again.
Can you talk about the enjoyment that you've been able to experience as a coach to see a team, because there's always wanting to improve, but where
Right.
you were at the start of the year to where you are now?
Well, we've seen a lot of improvement, but I think we're still involved in it, so it's tough to really reflect. You know, right now our main focus is just trying to put ourselves in position where we can play for a championship, and you know, maybe at the end of the year I'll have a chance to look back on it and reflect and see, you know, the growth. But I think it's obvious that as a team we've gotten better over the course of the year, or we wouldn't be in the position we are in now. So you know, that's certainly the direction you want to be headed in.
How would you sum up the season JaMychal Green's had?
Well, I think he's had a very good year. I think, like we spoke about quite often, I think he's matured as a player. I think he's shown a lot of growth, and I think that's evident in the recognition that he received from the coaches in our league, and you know, the media being selected to the first team All-League in the SEC, which is a great honor for him. And I think he, on the court, has certainly blossomed into a guy that we can look to, you know, for that leadership that our team desperately has needed.
You've coached a lot of guys that have gone on to successful pro careers. How bright is his future?
Well, I think JaMychal is a guy that certainly has a bright future. I think his best basketball, I think, is still ahead of him. I think he still can get better. As good as he's been this year, I think there's still room for him to grow as a player. And I think you know, with every game, I think we talked about this earlier in the year. You know, he's you know, you look at him and he's, you know, 6'9". He's got a big body, and you know, the truth of the matter is he's 21-year-old young man that's still learning and still growing. And you know, I think he's got an opportunity to just continue to blossom as a player. So I think he's got a very bright future.
Can you talk about Trevor and what he's been able to accomplish this year and his growth? I guess a lot of times coaches say that at this point in the year you're not really a freshman anymore.
Yeah, I think the experiences he's had over the course of the year, you know, I consider him an experienced guy right now. You know, I think he's learned and grown with every game. Now, this tournament brings a different challenge. you know, because obviously this will be a brand new experience for him as well as our other guys. So now the challenge is to be able to handle the change in environment and what's at stake, obviously, and perform. But I think for a freshman to walk in and do what he's done, I think speaks volumes for who he is, the work that he's put in. And, you know, he's been a guy that's been consistent in terms of his approach to the game, his coachability, his work ethic, those things. And I think he's got a chance to have an outstanding future.
Is he developing kind of into that floor general that you would hope that he would be?
Well, yeah, I think when we recruited him, that's the way we envisioned him playing. We felt like he could walk in the door and have an impact because of what he was bringing to the table. So certainly, yeah, I see him as being a guy. He's got great leadership qualities. He's obviously got a high level of talent and skill. I think he's been able to put that on display, you know, during the course of the season.
Coach, how concerned are you about this team's confidence going on the road, not having as much success away from this building?
I really don't think about it. You know, it's something that, you know, for you guys as media people, you like to talk about. But, you know, it's 94 by 50 with 10-foot rims wherever we play. You know, certainly the environment that we've created in this building is certainly been a tremendous asset to us. And we were still talking about it yesterday morning, the atmosphere in the Coliseum for that last game. It was electric, as good as it's been all year. So certainly I don't want to take anything away from the comfort and enjoyment and the intensity we get from being at home. But it's a neutral site, you know, so we've got to go out and the team that Colorado puts on the floor, we've got to go out and try to be better than them. And everything else will take care of itself.